Hello and welcome to another Satisfactory stream. Number 26, according to the thing, although I managed to mess up the title on the stream, but it's fixed now. Apparently, I was going to make a Dyson sphere in Satisfactory. That would have been clever. I think everything's working. They updated some stuff on the. I mean, I've been away for a couple of weeks, so it's not surprising that they've done some tweaks, but I think it's all running. Seems to be okay. Bitrate seems to be okay and all that business. So yeah, we're good. So yeah, I'm Trismegistus, and this is my Satisfactory series where I'd hoped I would be. Oh no, that's not right. I haven't got the chat up. There we go. Where I hoped I would be at the stage of finishing the tiers before the new update 5 launch. But update 5 launches in like a week and a little bit. So that's not going to happen. We're near getting anywhere near. I think I'm on tier 6, so I've got like ages to go, yeah. Right, so hang on. It's not right again, crikey. There we go, that's better. Out of practice, you see. It's only been 2 weeks, but I'm out of practice. I did do a little bit. Let's just show you while I'm sort of getting back up to speed on the old twitching. I basically did a little bit at the military factory. I call it military factory. It's just ammo and bombs that I really want to make. But we did a bit up here, or I did a bit up here. Basically, instead of pumping the oil up and refining it up there, and that's what I said at the end of last stream. But I've now, I mean, I put a number 1 pump here because the one that was here, the Mark II, it wasn't working. I couldn't figure out why. But basically, I put the refinery here. So this refinery is refining crude oil into rubber and heavy oil. And then I'm pumping that. Well, I'm taking the rubber straight up now instead. So rather than try and put the oil up there and process it up there, processing it down here. And this is kind of out the way. You know, I need to do a load of tidying up with all of this inputs and stuff, but that's probably sort of off-stream stuff, really. But I'm feeding that then into one of these refineries, turning the heavy oil residue into fuel, which then is being burnt. No power. Why no power? Oh, of course, because the rubber's just stopped. So the rubber's all backed up in this machine. So it's not actually producing any heavy oil. But when it does, it gets processed into fuel and then burnt, basically, for a little bit of bonus power. Now, this produces at a very low rate the heavy oil residue, which isn't enough to feed this 100%. So it sort of goes up and down, turns off and on effectively. And similarly, because there's a really the ratio is that produces like 40 a minute, and this only burns 12 a minute. But because this only produces a little bit of heavy fuel, it's not actually producing even enough to make this run full time. So this is really just to get rid of the excess, rather than actually, produce power as such. It's just a way of stopping it backing up, basically. So the other thing I did is added this power on, I then connected up the power upstairs. So we're going to show you that. I say it's not a lot that I've done. It's just a little bit tweaking that. I should have done more, basically, but I've sort of decided I'm going to really push to finish my Factorio stream because I'm getting a bit bored of it, if I'm totally honest. I mean, I'm not bored of it. It's just gone on for so long. It takes ages for the textures to load in now. I don't know if that's some setting I've changed or what. But yeah, so this is all now running because I connected up the power. So we got the power along the roof there. And so we got, Caterium wire and cables. You see what I mean? It takes ages for the detail to pop in. And then wires, plates, rods, screws. This would be pipes, steel pipes, and this would be gunpowder. But of course, this is what we need to do. What I was just trying to start before the stream is we need to bring coal in as well, basically. So this is also hooked up. It probably needs to go the other way, but you know, the output needs to be somewhere here, sort of thing. But these are therefore processing quartz crystal, because we're basically going to have a train that is going to bring over quartz. Now, I'm not sure where I'm going to put the train, actually. Probably it'd be good if it was like above here, and it ran back and forth. And ideally, what I want it to do, excuse me, sorry, what I want it to do is go and pick up coal then as well, and take coal back to the thing. That was my kind of original plan. Oh, I put the other level on as well, so we're going to actually turn all of this stuff, not the wires obviously, but turn this stuff into basically probably beacons, ammo and guns, and guns and bombs. Basically, that's what I really want out of this. But we can also take, you know, Caterium wire and the quartz crystals, and take them over to the other factory. I say my original plan, and what I'm still probably going to do was to use a train, but they sort of explained a bit more about what was going on. Trains are going to have signals now, which is great. I think. I mean, I haven't got enough train action going on to really justify signals or anything, I don't think. But yeah, that'll be a cool addition, I think. So yeah, we need to go back to the coal bit, and bring that over. I'll just follow this wire around, this power cable round. I think that'd be easiest because it's fairly direct route. I'll probably join it up with the other one rather than originally I thought I'd put it along the other side, but it's going to get in the way if I do that. Right, so what I was doing just before the stream was starting this off. So we got all I've done, this is this is a coal patch that I've been using to bring coal using a truck back to base. Now it doesn't bring enough back, and that's why I want to use a train, basically. And instead of mess about bringing more coal up here and all that sort of stuff, all I've done is because this brings coal up from the other place, because this is only one patch, and it's pure, but it's only, and I could stick some things in, couldn't I? But basically, you know, I'm bringing up some coal from the other place, from down in valley already. So all I'm doing is I already had this splitter here, because you have to fuel the vehicle as well as actually, you know, provide it with contents to move. So basically, I've just taken out, you know, the third thing here, and we're splitting a bit more off going this way. Again, it will need tidying up if we do vehicles in, you know, if I do a train rather than a vehicle or whatever. But I say they detailed some stuff about update 5 in the latest Satisfactory update video. If you don't watch those, you know, you play the game and you don't watch those, I can highly recommend them. It's really, the community manager, Jace, and Snut, there's two of them. They're really good. It's a really good team, and I quite like, I mean, one of the things I quite like about, you know, this game is the dev studio. They're, you know, everything they seem like humans. That's a weird thing to say, but they're not sort of maybe it's a common thing of humour, but it always strikes me as quite a British sense of humour that they've got. But say that I don't think any of them are British. But say it's sort of a similar sort of wry, ironic view on things to some degree. So we can't really follow it up there. That'd be a bit of a pain. So we'll just take it around the corner there. Yeah, it's sort of you know, there's a lot of old talked about, you know, senses of humour being particular to. Is that too far? Oh, bum. being particular to particular, you know, nationalities and stuff. It's a load of old rot, basically. It's more about the individual than the nation sort of thing. But a lot of, you know, British humour tends to be fairly ironic. Right, so if we bring it up this way, fairly tight to this, I think. We're going to clip through the thing here, I think, aren't we? But yeah, update 26, update 5. It's apparently on the 26th of October, I think. Something like that. It's not far off at all. If I put it here, is it going to moan about clipping through that power pole? It probably is, isn't it? Maybe I could try and... no. Because what I've decided I want to add it to this, and we'll turn this into a two lift, you know, a two wall thing, and we'll take 2 of them up instead. Right, so because we can add another belt thing on the top here, we need to go a bit above because we've got the pump in the way. So we need to connect it to there, basically. Bit of a weird angle, but that's fine. So we probably need to be fairly close, I think. No? Grab that. Decided I'm going to try and think of topics to talk about on some of these streams, because it's been great having people chat in and stuff. I'm very focused on the games usually. And sometimes I've not got a lot to say, particularly if I'm not doing things I've done before. So I can't really explain. I think you're going to be in the way, aren't you? You know, my logic behind things if I'm just sort of improvising my way through. Less of a problem with Factorio, where I'm really quite experienced on that game. Not wanting to blow my own trumpet, but... Oh. I think anyone with 2,000 hours can probably say that with some confidence. Have we got coal up here? Has it made its way up? Have I connected everything properly? Yes, there we go. There's coal, right. So say I want to convert this to a 2-loady, you know, 2-wall loady thing. So this factory needs a heck of a lot of tidying up, and that's kind of what I mean, as in, if I knew what I was doing, it wouldn't be quite such a mess, but it's my first sort of time, you know, trying to do this. So maybe if I take this out first, I thought we might get a crate there because I've got quite a full inventory. Right, so if I go and change that to a 2-input jobby. Yeah, so today's kind of topic, as it were, is EGX. I sounded very formal. Basically, I mean, it's why I didn't stream last week because I went to EGX. EGX is a convention. I was just seeing if I had one, but I haven't got one. For games, basically. So it's very much like PAX. And it's actually run by the same people. So ReadPop, they're called, is the company. American company, I think. I'm not actually 100% sure. But yeah, they run a range of conventions. Are you going to go around the corner there? Yeah. Okay. So we know we can connect that and that, right? So let's go down the other end. if I put, can I do it the other way around? If I put, where's the lift? So if I put one on this side, does that? Huh. Okay, you have to start it where you're gonna start it, as it were. You can't do them in reverse. Okay, that's not a problem. Just a bit more messing around, basically. Yeah, so EDX, say it's run by Reed Pop, who also do the PAX conventions in America. They also do, in Britain, they do something called MCM Comic Con. Let's put, if I put this in, like so, then I know where to put the stands. Where to put, where to put these jobs. So we want one here. We probably want it there. Hopefully that'll give me enough room. Will it? Looks like it might be a bit close, actually. What have I done on this side? Yeah, they're in the middle, aren't they? Need a bit more room then. So they actually own, so ReedPop owns Eurogamer, and I don't know about owning, but they're the sort of parent company of Eurogamer, Outside Xbox, Outside Extra, and Rock Paper Shotgun. And the EGX is the E is Eurogame, or the E and G are Eurogamer. So it's Eurogamer Expo, I think is like what that's meant to represent. But they actually also do logistics, a thing called Resd. Now Resd is kind of one of my favourite. Well, not kind of. It's my favourite convention. It's actually a. No, you're gonna be weird. Okay. So it's obviously it's like a pun basically because it's res being, you know, when you res, well, when someone in a multiplayer game, if somebody dies, you res them. You know, it's that side for the thing and that side for the coal. Then, you know, you resuscitate them, you revive them, whatever you want to phrase it. But say it's like a euro. It's like a just a slang term, and I don't quite know why they called the convention that, but yeah, it was indie focused basically. So you would go there, and basically like 90% of the games were indie games, and indie games are my jam. Basically, I'm very much into indie games. I play AAA and stuff, but I wouldn't miss AAA if it disappeared, but I would miss indies if they disappeared. Let's put it that way. Let's see, where would be a good place to take this? So if I maybe elevate it and take it past here, because I could also just take it along the edge, because we need to go into here. So let's work backwards then. So if I bring this, say this way, probably want to be 2 up though. And then, yeah, I think if we go along here essentially. Is that going to be high enough to go over the top? Probably not, but we'll give it a go. Suspect it won't let me go around that angle, will it? But we'll give it a go. Yeah, so Res is my favourite convention. And one of the things they kind of announced following this EGX is essentially that Resd was not going to continue, because Resd was done at a place called Tobacco Dock in London, which was a very quirky location. It's called Tobacco Dock literally because that's where they used to drop off tobacco when it was brought in from the colonies. Weirdly, I actually mentioned, I think it was on the last stream, that well, it might have been one of the Factoria streams, that the London Marathon goes past the Cutty Sark, which is of the same era, when they used to, sailing ships used to bring, you know, the product of empire into London, as it were. Anyway, Tobacco Dock, I mean, it doesn't have any ships in it. In fact, I don't even think it's pretty much a dry dock, I think, basically. But it was a quirky location, I would admit. But it was a whole series of rooms, basically, smallish rooms, where people would set up their. Is that a good location for that? Probably not. But whatever. Set up their stand, and you'll be able to play their game. And you would get some big companies there, and they'd take an entire room and stuff like that. So I liked it as a venue, but apparently it's a bit problematic, which presumably means really that they couldn't make any money at the location. But yeah, I used to get loads and loads of indie games at Resd. Or I suppose you still do in a sense. And I mean loads. There were literally hundreds. And there would be entire rooms. What's a good size comparison? Can't think of one. It'd be like a school hall, something like that. Series of rooms like that. No, it's probably too big a comparison. But a gym, or sort of you get sort of 50. Yeah, gunpowder. Yeah, steel pipes. 50 or so sort of companies in each thing. Now I need to take all of this upstairs, as it were. Take all of it up there. And then convert some of it into different things, and other stuff load it straight into a train, I think. So there's a bit of room for me to play with in terms of, I've got a sort of a extra space here where I can swap things around, because it seems more sensible to put the machines down and then work out where I want to take everything up for best, to optimize it a bit. Because we may need splitters and things like that. So let's go upstairs and have a look at that. Yeah, but the idea, or what used to always be the case, is that Resd would be the indie show. Almost, if not exclusively, but pretty much all indies. And even the big guys, when they were there, they would have loads of booths that were indie games that they were publishing. So Xbox would have, a thing, and it'd be, maybe there'd be one big, game there, but it'd be mostly indies that they were publishing, Is that not a bit weird that that's spacing out, strangely? That feels like a bug to some degree, because it's solid there. It's continuous lane, and then it gets spread out here. And I think I used the same stuff. Maybe I didn't. But it's because it's going around that corner. That's interesting. Pretty sure it shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I've not connected them up properly. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it isn't the same. Oh, no, it isn't. No. I put level 2 on by accident. Okay. Anyway, so yes, so that was the idea of Raised, and then the big EGX show would be the big publishers. showing their big, AAA in quotes games. Right, so I'm going to put a machine here because I know I need gunpowdery things. But at each but at Res, so at Res they would be big AAA games, particularly Nintendo would always have a bit, and obviously they would have some Nintendo big game as it were. But it would mostly be indies, and then at EGX it would mostly be the big games, but there would be indie stuff too, and they would also brand the indie section of EGX as the Res area, and then everything else on the show floor would be basically big manufacturers. So what we want to do at this site, because I could make the old crystal ocelots here, but you see it requires cables and the what do we call them, reinforced plate thingies, and I'm making them at the other site, so we might as well take crystals directly over. Computers is a main site one, but we want to make rifle cartridges. But to make rifle cartridges, we need beacons anyway, and I'm thinking I probably want to make beacons anyway. So you see, we've got all of those being made below, so we can make beacons, and then we can split that. We can send some into rifle cartridges with the other bits, the rubber and blah blah blah. It's probably not going to work. Wherever I do it, I'm going to end up with a load of spaghetti because it's all sorts of ingredients, isn't it, for all sorts of things. Yeah, none of this is ratioed, so it's just literally some, being made. The big thing is going to be the train, because I'm going to end up with a train with an enormous amount of stuff on it for almost sort of no reason. This is really where I should be using trucks, I guess, because they're much smaller. I think they're much smaller capacity. But yeah, the big thing I want to make here is rifle cartridges, and is explosives the other machine? Maybe it's an assembler. Yeah, there we go. Nobelisks. So you see that's gunpowder. So we can have that. This would be a good candidate for being at this end, because this is where the gunpowder and stuff is. Yeah, you see the gunpowder's here and the pipes are here. So we might as well shove these straight up and stick those into the Nobelisk maker, and then that's done. But I also need to split this, don't I? Should I split it here? Because basically, so let's put the machines just here. So I've gone for quick reference. So I need an assembler, a manufacturer rather, an assembler. Turn you around, you feel like that. And if you're making rifle cartridges, you need gunpowder and steel pipes. And if you're making Nobelisks, you need gunpowder and steel pipes. So both of these need splitting. Now there is a bit of space, so that's all right. That's not a problem. So we can put a splitter there. Yeah, but basically the announcement was essentially that Res as a brand, I think, is probably dead. They're certainly not. Oh, that's too close there. They're certainly not doing Tobacco Dock again, as I say, because the explanation is apparently it wasn't viable, or not viable enough, something like that. Which is fine. I mean, we live in a capitalist society. Companies need to make money. And so instead, they're doing a EGX Birmingham as well as an EGX London. So Tobacco Dock was in London. So it's literally a dock in London. I'm just thinking, how can I arrange this so that it's a bit, easier at that end? So what I could do, I could take this out here, couldn't I? And that out there and bring those two up there. How close are the... Well, they're quite close, aren't you? Yeah, that might work. I think I'm going to stick a ladder in so I can get it in. So if we just stick it in, say here. Like that. So if I put so if this is the one we go up, 1, 2, it wants to be 3, doesn't it? There we go. So it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, is it at 3? Must be. So if the assembler is here, then on a bit of room, but basically there. And you're going to make obelisks, and you're going to want some things, aren't you? So how can I line that up? I guess they need to be here. So we put, say, in fact, let's do one of them. Put that there, and that. What would you look like up there? Trying to get it so that they're properly aligned. So if that's going to be sort of there-ish, hopefully. No, they're slightly further apart, aren't they? So let's assume it's there. We can rework this. I'm not fussed if I've got it wrong. So basically we connect... In fact, let's put the lifty things on first. Yeah, so I say resd is pretty much dead. Whether they'll continue to call it resd in EGX, so it'll be the resd zone, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll want to keep that continuity. So it's a bit of a weird name when you think about it. That's kind of a hallmark of RPS, really. Rock paper shotgun. It's a bit of a odd thing, really. Yeah. So if we then chuck that up there, and if I put one of these on, say here. Put it there. So that goes up there. So hopefully they're roughly in the right place. No, they're not. Different heights. Brilliant. Well done. How have you got that one wrong? Can I get it to clip on there? No? No? Are you attaching? Maybe? No. Brilliant. Okay. Right. That'll teach me. Okay. Yes, so next year there'll be EGX, Birmingham, and EGX Res. Now, they used to do EGX in Birmingham. Birmingham has something called the NEC, the National Exhibition Centre, which is a great big facility dedicated to conventions, basically. Why is nothing coming out of that one? Oh, because I took the connection off here, didn't I? And for me, I mean, particularly, I now live more central in England, so the NEC is a good venue, and I always thought that was a better place for NEC for EGX anyway. I can understand. I bet a lot of, a lot of software, game companies are based down south. So the majority of the kind of population of England, not the UK, but England, is more southerly. Yeah. Poking through. Right, so that will start making obelisks, in theory, when it gets power. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Cool. So what we then need to do is essentially make beacons and then rifle ammo. Right, to do that then, we need 2 production facilities. Yeah, so I mean, my point there, basically, what I was rambling around on there was my favourite convention in England, in the UK, is kind of no more, and instead we're going to probably get 2 big ones. So rather than the more personal, smaller scale indie convention that is resed, we'll end up with 2 big game conventions, which has its now. From what I understand, there will be more of a focus, I believe, on indie stuff at EGX Birmingham. But it's bound to mean there's going to be a lot of big publishers there. One would have to assume. If we put that sort of there, it gives room for me to split the beacons and bring them round. So this is making beacons, and then this is making rifle cartridges. And I can basically take the output of this, split it, send one of them into there. In fact, let's do that. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I say it's a bit of a shame, really, that Resd is kind of no more. I mean, maybe the whole thing will prove a disaster and they have to go back again, but I kind of doubt it. The big ones are more self-sustaining. So yeah, so that's a bit of a shame. But to some extent, so I guess the other thing I should talk about is the actual EGX this year. I'll be honest, I shouldn't have gone for all 4 days. So what I normally do with EGX, because it's normally a big convention, big show, and I find that sort of thing a bit overwhelming, both from a point of view of big crowds. I'm not a massive fan of big crowds, just as a general thing. I think actually probably take this a bit further, a bit closer. Yeah, not the biggest fan of big crowds. Bit of an introvert at heart. Let's be frank. Yeah, I think I can probably stick this closer. And what happens? They stagger the entry essentially, and it's like paid for basically. So if you're where would this need to be? It needs to be about here-ish, I guess. You can pay for early access. You can pay for a ticket that's just for the afternoon, or so you can come in the morning. Streamers can get tickets that content creators, that sort of thing, can get tickets that allow them sort of even earlier access, I believe, or they gifted it or something. I don't know. So yeah, sort of a staggered entry, basically. So I tend to get, I tend to go for all the days on these conventions, and whether I fully go for every day, I kind of decide at the point, as it were. I usually turn up for most of the days. But there's always different things at the event. So there's always talks and things like that, presentations, panels, those sorts of things, as well as the actual games to play. So what I usually do, general pattern, is so this would go out here. I'm thinking the train station will be at the top here, basically. And will then load in, the things that are near, so beacons and that stuff and that stuff. Cool. Okay, so what else do we need to bring up here for this? Yeah, I go for every day, or I pay for a ticket for every day and stay over. I drive up like the day before, because I found before, if I tried to do it on the day, I'm too tired. It's too tiring. I mean, it wasn't so bad with EGX when it was in Birmingham. I could just drive there on the day, and that's fine. But they're being in London, and I get a hotel, and I stay there, and I'm from the south, or I grew up in the south, so a lot of my friends down there. So I usually, arrange to meet them as well for some drinky poos. So I need iron plate, iron rod, wires and cables. Iron plate, iron rod, wires and cables. This needs nothing of the same. So this is all different stuff. Rubber, yeah, okay, that's cool. So I don't have to split and do any silliness or anything else. I can just bring up what I need to for each one. Okay. So if we say, I wonder if I can if I put something on the edge, it shows me where to connect to. Yeah. Then that'll let me position them at the other end, as it were. So it's that line there. So it's that one. These will need to go, but it will show me where it is. It's that one. And then it's sort of in the middle there. That one. Is that right? Yeah. Same here. Yeah, so I treat it as a bit of a holiday. And I play a lot of the games and I attend quite a lot of talks. And what I do is I play the games in the morning when it's a bit quieter and there's more, availability, as it were. Usually the first day is just whatever I can play. But then I plan out what I want to play on the... So EGX is 4 days. So Thursday, I say, is more just a sort of a whatever I can get my hands on and whatever looks good. Friday, then I go through the list of what the games are there, and having seen them, maybe not had a chance to do them and whatever. And I try and plan out which ones I'm going to play on which day. And then the last day is usually just whatever's left, whatever I fancy, mostly talks, usually a bit knackered, only do a half day, that sort of thing. And I basically did the same again this year, except it was incredibly quiet this year for the whole of the convention. So Friday and Saturday had closer to normal attendance numbers. But I wouldn't say it was, am I going to be able to... So that's sort of in the middle of the two, isn't it? Where's the line here? So it's more like this, isn't it? Okay, so it needs to be... Maybe if I put it back a bit, because I don't think that one needs cables, does it? It's beacons that need cables. Well, it's not a problem, but... Yeah, maybe if I put these back a little bit. So anyway, this is in the middle here. So I've put that there. This is in the middle there. This is here. It's got to be there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. So that's not my plan. I did do that this year, but it was very, very quiet. There were very few people there as a general thing. And understandably, I was expecting it to be quieter, but what I was expecting is for them to take less space, so have a smaller footprint for the entire convention. They didn't. What they did instead was they had lots of open space, which on some level is good, because it's, you know, it's still COVID times. Let's be frank. Yeah, and so they had more space, and that meant they had a lot. And probably there were areas for you to sit where the chairs were, like the tables and stuff, were far apart and all that sort of stuff. And that side of it was good, but the number of people there was way lower than. I'm not going to be able to get up there, am I? Oh, yeah, no, there we go. Was way lower. The number of companies displaying basically was way lower than sort of normal. Actually, I might, because I could just hook it up to this anyway. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so a lot less, companies displaying, and there were absolutely no AAA. So the whole point of whole point of EGX, as I say, is that it's about the big companies. It's the big companies turning up, showing off their big games. Lots of noise, usually the convention. When you've got lots of everyone at the end of the afternoon, this is why I usually bugger off. When you've got everybody in, and they're all trying to compete for your attention with shouty and noises and all that sort of stuff, sirens going off and all sorts of stuff to capture people's attention and get them hyped and all that sort of stuff, which is what it's about. I'm not complaining about that, but when they're doing that, it fills the hall. It's appropriate. But when there's nobody there doing that, it just feels like an aircraft hangar with nothing in it. Hang on. Where's the other one? I haven't done the other one. Because this is the one with 3. Right, so we also need another one. Okay. There. Yeah, so it also meant, and I mean, I say there were fewer people there, developers displaying their games. Just full stop. It was just a smaller convention from every point of view. And the only bit where there were games, really, Team 17 were there with a proper stand, and there was a Baldur's Gate 3 stand, and so there was a little bit of extra stuff. But basically, it was just the res stand, the res area, and that was pretty much it. And it was much smaller. Now, there was the left field stuff, which is like super indie, solo developer type stuff, and that was great. And that was, same number as before, because I think they get more with that because they basically they do it for free. So, I think if you're there displaying at any of the things, you have to pay to be there. But for the left field, I think it's the opposite. Basically, they want that to be super independent, publishers and stuff, and so they pay. They do it for free, basically. So, and they do it like a competition, is my understanding. So, you apply to get on. Am I going to get up now? Yeah. You apply to go in, and if you get in, they don't charge you. About that level, I think. So that was full. That was it at its normal capacity. But the res bit was smaller, and say there are only a couple of companies there. So it felt really quiet and really empty. And to the extent that I kind of realised after the Thursday that I played most of what I wanted to play. And so I then started spreading, deliberately not. Friday I could have basically been done. So yeah, I sort of spread the games that I wanted to play out of it. And attended more talks. But I've run out of iron plate. Have I got any iron plate in the exploder? I don't think I have. I think that's it for iron plate. Oh, I've got a whole... What am I doing? I've got a whole machine making iron plate. There we go. So it should be stacked up. There we go. Grab them. What was I doing? That's not aligned properly. Brilliant. Yeah, so this year's, EGX was this weird sort of compromise of the big EGX show because they do it at the XL in London, which is a massive venue. What I thought they might do was scale it down and take a smaller hall, because the way convention halls work, you can divide them up into sections, and so I thought they might take just a smaller section and have the normal stuff they have. But there'd be less stuff there. But instead, they spread it out, which was sort of good from a sort of COVID point of view, in theory. But the problem is, masks are now optional. So 95% of the people there weren't wearing masks. So it's good that you're spreading people out because they weren't wearing masks. So if somebody had COVID, we'd have all got it. But it meant, they needed that space. You see what I mean? If it had been masks mandatory, which they couldn't do because the government's decided, they'd rather have us all die than bother, clamping down on or preventing industry from making money. Yes, so they couldn't stop people without masks because it's not a legal requirement anymore. Let's just power these up and get them doing stuff. Make sure I've got everything right. So we've got this here. So I say it was this weird event, and basically you could have gone for the day and seen everything basically. And I think it was not really appropriate. It was the weirdest thing about it, I'll be honest, is it felt like it was rushed. It felt like they kind of, in a sense... Wait, this needs gunpowder, doesn't it? Wait. You need gum... Oh, no, that's all right. Yeah. So I need to feed them in appropriately, don't I? Okay. Yeah, it felt sort of rushed, like they hadn't, had time to plan it. But they announced it ages ago. And what I think happened was they announced it because they had to cancel 2020 and 2019 and 2020 EGXs because of the whole pandemic, And what I think happened is they kind of announced it like tentatively, but actually properly announced it. And so it was a bit sort of like, how to phrase it? It was a bit sort of like, we're not sure if this is really going to happen. And they kind of left it to the last minute to decide whether they were going to cancel it or not. So we want iron plate, iron rod, wire and cable. So an iron plate. Are any of those... So iron rods are close. What are screws used in then? Iron rod. What are screws used in? Are they used in these? Why am I making screws? Steel pipe, black cable, rubber. Iron plate, iron rod, wire and cable. Was I going to make something else here then? Because I don't need steel pipe, black cable, rubber, beaker. So these are basically just the, two I've already done going into the nobelisks. This is iron plate, iron rod and wire and cable. What might I have been going to make that... Don't think I got enough motors to... In fact, let's just chuck a quick graph bench up here. I'm going to be really low on motors, I already know, so let's make some more. But yeah, I think they kind of left it to the last minute to decide whether they were going to cancel it or not. And that meant that everyone was kind of... I mean, a lot of the stuff they have, like the res zone and all that sort of stuff, it's all clearly in storage. It's because you see it, having been to lots of them, it's the same physical, equipment that's used at each event. So I mean, they either hire it or it's it's just in storage, and they take it out of storage for the event type of thing. So they do MCM and stuff like that as well. So they probably reuse a lot of it there. So they probably didn't need to, 15, I think it is, isn't it? So let's just build another manufacturer. See if there's anything else I was going to make here. Modular engines. Because if I make any of them, I should make them at the main factory. And I decided against gas filters, but they didn't need screws anyway. Computers is the other side. That's the other side. So no. Nothing there. What about... Maybe it was something in a constructor? What might I've been making? Because that's just rods. So if I was going to make them, I wouldn't need screws. Looks like I've accidentally made screws that I don't need. Okay, let's check the other one. Assembler. No, wires, novelist, black powder. No, we're making screws and we don't need them. Yeah, okay. Because these I'm just going to take directly over to the factory. I do need both of those, and I need that and that, but I don't need these. Yeah, so I think they last minute pretty much decided, right, yes, we will do the show. Because I think they basically got a no from all of the, all of the major manufacturers. Because I can take these out the side and we could stack them together basically. Because these two need to go down here, and then everything else is to go in here. So I think, I'll just get rid of these basically. Let's just get rid of this. I could have left the rods, couldn't I? Oh well. If we need to put it in again, we can put it in again. Not got any room. Okay. Okay, so let's weave things around a bit. Yeah, I've not got any room, have I? Organisation. Let's put one of them in. Let's chuck that rubbish, that rubbish, that rubbish, that rubbish, that rubbish, not that rubbish, that rubbish. In there. Give us a bit of room. Yeah, so I think they left the decision till the last minute, basically, or as close to the last minute as you can imagine. Yeah, so I think if I take all of these up a level and stick them in there, or multiple levels, that's probably going to be easiest. So if that'll go round, will that go round that corner? No. How close can you get? So I think all the triple, all the big publishers basically said no. Possibly because, safety for their employees or whatever, but also I suspect more as a PR thing, basically as sort of, in case they ended up associated with a event where everybody got COVID, it would not look good for them. But yeah, it could have been money saving. It could be all sorts of reasons, which is fine. But say it meant the actual event was a bit of a damp squib, to be honest with you, and definitely shouldn't have gone for all 3 days, or 4 days rather. Did end up feeling a bit sort of like, well, I could have done this in 2 days. I mean, if you'd gone on the Sunday, you basically had the entire place to yourself. Right, so that takes them out the way. So I can then connect these up. Oh, where am I going? Finest spaghetti style. Right, there's a bit that ladder's going to be in the way, isn't it? So let's just get rid of it now. And then connect that to there. Connect that to there. Why are you not connecting? Cool, so that's them all chunking away. I then need to bring the other two and rubber, which is over here, isn't it? So actually, it's going to be better, I think. Yeah, if we take one of these out, which is going to be best? I mean, this is... I think probably this one. And we'll bring the rubber in there. And then these two. So if I put... Yeah, that's obviously, it's mostly been complaining, I think, but I did enjoy the event. So, got to play some interesting games. And indies almost, exclusively, and say that's my bag, that's my cup of tea. If I take this all the way up here, I say we're going to get finest spaghetti here. Real mess. Take that out of there. That's fine. This factory is not for public consumption. Yeah, well, so we'll have to see what EGX Birmingham really is. Is it a great big NEC style event? One would assume so. Because I'm going to have to turn this the other way around, basically. So this needs to be here. Probably easiest to take it. No, that'll be fine. Stick this on there. If it'll let me do the angle. Yeah. This across to here. Another one of these. Oops. Like this. Oh, it's weird somehow sometimes when it lets you clip through and what it does, as it were. So that's a rubber. We got pipes. We got gunpowder. Some of the production issues I can sort out with higher level, belts and stuff. But iron plate is sort of the simplest to carry around. So, are you running? You're running. Are you? Yeah. Are you working? Doesn't appear to be doing anything. Unless... Did I put... Huh. Why are you not... I mean, black powder is incredibly slow, isn't it? Incredibly slow. But so I can kind of compensate for not doing ratio of machines with power shards, because I got loads of slugs back at the thing. And now I know how they work. I can like bump up the production speeds of the actual miners and all that sort of stuff to, as I say, kind of compensate for speeds, and I can uplift a lot of the belts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the black powder is incredibly slow. I guess I am dividing it between two, and as I say, it's not running quickly. Eight. I just want to see it make some. Oh god, it's slow. 9. Oh. 10. It is now constructing. Constructurating. We have 5 rifle cartridges. Yeah, that black powder is super slow. How many of these have we made? So I've only made 44 of these, you see. I'm very tempted, because it's taken so long for me to get this bill. I'm very tempted. I'd have to get... Or could I make some? I haven't really got any mycelia though, have I? Because I haven't got my gas mask and stuff. I was going to go and maybe try and blow these up as like a test. And as a sort of a finally I've got, it's I've done it, as it were. But yeah, a couple of errors there. So concrete I didn't need. Don't know why I made screws when I didn't need screws. We see how this is only trickling in, you see. And I don't know that wires and cables are used that quickly, but everything's slowed down by the going to run at the slowest production rate. So let's have a look at the... So it's you making... You see, it's all stacked up. Yeah, it's got more than enough stuff. It's just that it's so slow to make it, and we can stick in power shards to overclock it and make it run faster. When I say I've got loads of slugs back at the thing, and then it'll produce that a bit quicker. And similarly, I guess with this, I bet this is... Yeah, you see, this is all backed up 45 a minute for that. 20 a minute, or rather uses that, so we could bump this up production wise. You know, take it up to 150% or 200 or something. 150 would be perfect, actually, wouldn't it? So that would then go up to 40, which would be a lot quicker. Yeah, okay. Now, let's see if we can't grab some of this rubbish. I'm thinking, actually, I'll just bin some of this. I mean, what do I need? It's not like Factorio where your patches are limited. Everything's infinite, so who cares? The trees regrow really quickly. Okay. Right. Yeah, so let's go back to base. I can drop a bunch of stuff off and also pick, you know, I can sort out effectively. Missed. Ouch. Sort everything out. Go and get my gas mask. Unless my gas mask is in the exploder. I don't think I did bring it. Oh, helps if you look in the boot. No, so I got, you know, got some novelisks and I got the thing there. Yeah, so if we go back, sort of dump stuff and pick stuff up, and I'll get a gas mask and the actual filters. Might have to make some more filters. Yeah, okay. I say we'll test out, or I'll practice the old explosives thing. So that's what I really want. As it were. I mean, I like the gun, but it doesn't seem very efficient to use it, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's the explosive I want because that gives me, you know, I can clear out all of this toxic stuff up ahead, for example. Give myself some better routes around stuff, and I'm sure there's, I don't know, purple power slugs hidden in there probably somewhere as well. Erasure. But yeah, they detailed a bit of what's coming in Update 5. It's mostly, you'd sort of describe it, I think, really as a quality of life improvement. And vehicles are getting a bit of an overhaul to make them more viable. Because one of the things that, you know, I got a bit annoyed with is, you know, you couldn't add extra vehicles to the same route. You had to record the route every single time. And there wasn't any way to edit routes and stuff like that. And that's being added into, you know, the Update 5. So that, you know, means we can have a procession of trucks bringing coal and all the other stuff if I wanted. But it seems more sensible now to keep going with my original plan of doing it via train. It'll also help me learn trains a bit more. But there's signals on trains, so, you know, so I'm not doing anything that warrants that. But yeah, that's a thing that's coming. There's loads of cosmetic stuff, which is the other thing I'm majorly interested in, because really discovered I really enjoy, you know, doing the cosmetic side of things. Oh, what have I got? I got a million iron ingots as well. Okay. What do I want to take out of here? Crikey, full. Okay. Still haven't. I mean, this is the other thing I need to get back to. Basically, is the rework of this factory. Right. So I haven't really got any of them, so I can top that off. What about you? I do need, but not got any room. Let's keep 3 of them. And then we'll just keep 3 of them as well. Let's keep 3 of them. 2 of them, I guess. Might as well top that off. Oh, I don't really need. I got 2. I'll do 2. Just trying to make room for, you know, the fact that I'm not going to be building them. What about you? You're more of them. Okay, that's interesting. But I think I'm gonna. Oh right, there's motors in here. Okay. I think I'm gonna just continue with this factory. Not going to restart because they did. Apparently, the statement that there was going to be absolutely no problems was not quite true. But the thing that's going to be affected is trains, and you know, it took me episodes and episodes and episodes to set up even one train line, and it's a bit rubbish. So if I had multiple trains, because it didn't used to be collision basically, and they're going to introduce collision. So you know, if your factory has a circumstance where that would be a problem, then you're going to have to sort that out. So it will break it from that point of view, but it's not going to break it from the point of view of, you know, your save won't load or anything. I should go around and get some more nuts, shouldn't I? Because if I'm going to mess around with poison stuff, I might end up killing myself otherwise. So we've got. So I could get rid of gunpowder. I mean, we could chuck them in the car, and that in the car, and I could have that, and I suppose we should get the rifle instead. I don't know if I'm going to end up with any combat situations, really. But we need to hold obelisks, don't we? Oh no. Do you not hold them? Oh no, you reload them, don't you? That's right. So I don't need that. But if I get the rifle, don't really need to. Do I have that, and that? So we want somewhere to put gunpowder and this iron. Should I just bin them? Okay. So that's tidied everything up a bit. Have I? Oh, I took all the plastic and stuff down to the other thing, didn't I? Okay. I'm not going in here. No. So let's put the gunpowder in there then. And then go back to the car. Except first we need to check how many. I've only got 8. Okay. Oh, there's my gas mask. There we go. I guess I could take the inhalers. Oh, well, let's take them. I don't fancy going around and collecting a load of, you know, load of stuff. A load of nuts. Right. So the quick sort out of the exploder. And then we'll head back. We'll test out some of the explosives. It's quicker than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I thought it would be going for hours. But so we can drop them off. Drop them off. I want that. We can put that in there. Put that in there. You've got fuel. An extra fuel. I guess we could. Well, I could just bin the coal, couldn't I? What else? So I want to take these out, put them away. I guess that's in there because that's the fuel for the chainsaw. So I got my gas mask. Put them two away. Can equip that. I guess if I put the beacon, I don't really need the beacons. Or do I? I might need them if there is something interesting hidden in the gas, but I already know there isn't, so because I can see down on it. So I need to drop that off as well. I could make some power slugs, I guess. Unless maybe that was what the screws are for. I was thinking maybe I would make all the power slugs there. That wouldn't make any sense. I'd originally thought about sending, like, dumping all my organic stuff into the system over there. Yeah, putting it into train manually, and having it unloaded and turned into, you know, some of the other things. But particularly since well, I assume there are some kind of smart splitter coming with the research, but I don't have it yet. What am I looking in here for? I don't know. None of that stuff. So slugs. So we could actually take them with us. What does a shard actually take to make? Power shard. It's not in that one, is it? No. Oh dear. Oh, they're literally just the slugs. You don't even... Okay. Don't even need anything with them. Okay. Pure slug pureed. I guess I could take... Because they're used for the gas mask, aren't they? So if I... Because you eat through the gas mask... Oh, there's rubber. Really quickly. Rubber's using the gas mask as well, so I might as well have a bit of that. I've got such a random collection of stuff in these chests. So what else was I going to drop? I was going to drop off the organics, wasn't I? Those two. Sort. Okay, so how many more gas masks could I make if I needed to? Have I got the right stuff? Are they even made in here? They don't appear to be even made in there. No, gas filters. I also need coal. Okay, we've got loads of coal in the thing. But that'll let me make, well, 20 more by the looks of it. That's cool. Got the 2 power slugs. Yeah, so we'll chuck the power slugs. So I will need to equip the gas mask. Does the old Star Wars noise. Darth. What's his chops? And now we've got the rifle. With its ridiculously small things. We've got the Explosivo. Got me nuts. Okay. Chuck these things in the car and we'll head back over. Right, so we want to put that in there. We want to put that in there. We might as well, didn't know I had them, but I'll put that in there because rebar guns in there. I'll put the slugs in there, I guess, and the shard. I could probably mess about with that between streams. Oh, I never picked up any iron plate, did I, in case? That's quite an important one. Well, there's something making iron plate over there anyway, so... But let's top that off. And then we'll consider ourselves ready. In fact, I might just grab a little smidge more concrete. Then we want iron plate, which is probably the first one. Nope. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now we're ready. So the idea is to go over and blow some of the gas things up to see, kind of practice basically. Because I've only done it sort of once or twice, and I'm not that skilled at it. And if I want to clear out some of the bigger areas with some of the plants and stuff, we can also go down to the into the valley. Have a look, see at that, and then it's a case of working out how we're going to do the trains. Because we're at 4:30 now, so about half an hour. I've unfortunately left the view account uncovered. I've been trying to make sure I cover it over, but unfortunately, well, they introduced it's really good actually, the drawing facility to Twitch stream thingy tool, whatchamacallit. Unfortunately, that means it's kind of got to be exposed now. I'm trying not to look at it because I was watching somebody whose streams I occasionally watch. Them things like poison plants. That's what I want to get rid of. And this sort of rubbish here. And somebody was giving them tips on, what to do and stuff. They were. I mean, it wasn't just someone being annoying. It was, they were of a reasonable size, to therefore be giving valid advice. And one of their big things was don't look at the view count because it'll drive you nuts. Oh, we suddenly went all misty then. That was a bit weird. Entered a fog bank, I guess. Right, so they're up on this hill. There's not a slug there, you see. So you see, this is why what I want is this to be all gone, basically. So take out all of these floor supports so that I can just drive through. At the moment, it's blocked off. And it means I'm going to have to adjust. Some of these need to be higher up and stuff like that. And it's also, I can't actually jump on it. Oh, of course, also I haven't got the legs on, have I? There we go. I find one of the things I do find odd on this is that you can't. So the body is just one. I'm sure, right, when the game first launched, you could research armor, and there were both head slots, leg slots, and body slots. I'm sure it was like that because I remember the the pigs, the hogs. There used to be a research where it was body armor basically, and it's protective armor, and that went on your body. And then I don't think they had the gas mask skin. They might have done, but there was a slot for your head and a slot for your legs, which is obviously those are intended for the things. Because it makes no sense to me that the only thing you can equip, and I get something like well, no, I mean, you should be able to have the parachute and the legs on and a gas mask on at the same time, surely. And maybe they could have had armor for your head, a proper helmet and stuff like that. So you'd have to, pick between them. But yeah, it seems daft to me that the only thing I can wear on my body is a gas mask. Why can't I wear, have a parachute on at the same time? I'm sure that's not beyond the wit of, they're not called the engineer in this, are they? But So I got the gas mask on, so we should be protected. And I need to work out, as I say, how to do these. And I think you just sort of throw it. Is that going to be close enough? Probably not. Let's give it a go. Oh, it is. Okay, so you don't need to put them on. I thought you might have to actually attach it onto the thingy. The big question is whether it goes. That's what I'm really experimenting with. I don't know whether it will respawn like the trees do or not. Right, so let's dash up. Oh, I didn't reload. Chuck it on. Now, I believe you can do multiple, but we'll just do one. Boom! Eat that. Yes, I believe I can. We'll give that a go. I can chuck one on. And then I can reload. Oh, it's stuck to its legs. And I can dash over here. Do another one. Cool. I can retreat to a safe distance. If I do both... Yeah, it does both. Brilliant. Cool. And now I can grab the power slug. Excellent. So it's quick, you know, say... Can I reshape the lands? I know the bricks, the rocks you can blow up. Let's give it a go. I'll lob that on there. No. Cleared the vegetation. It's interesting. But no, it wouldn't let me... It doesn't let me blow the cliff up. Okay. There's no terraforming. But no, I wonder if you can blow ones like this up there. Let's give that a go. Oops. Oh, I reloaded. Oh, bonks it with the other. That doesn't seem very safe. Okay, so no. Some of these rocks are not blow upable. What about the small ones though? What about you? You blow up? Yes, okay. That's cool. And useful, because some of those are annoying when you're driving around. Cool. Okay. Should we see if we can clear the valley as well then? I'm not sure I fancy messing about with trains again. And I won't have enough motors and stuff, so I'd have to build like 100 of them. Yeah, let's go and mess about in the valley, see if we can't. Because we can see how many rifle rounds I've made. So what's that? It's been about 10 minutes or something. How many have I made in 10 minutes? I won't reload that. How many have I made in 10 minutes? Oops. Can't jump on there because I've not got the legs on. But yeah, I don't think Update 5 launches before the next stream. I think there'll be one more. I got a bit mixed up with the dates, to be honest with you. So it might be next time that it's Update 5 has launched. What am I looking for? Oh, next level up, isn't it? Yeah, might be next time. But I think not. I think, say, one more. And that's assuming they don't delay it. They may well delay it. Oh, we've made 45. Okay. Okay, so it's slow, but not, you know, crushingly slow. I wonder how many of these we've got now. Another 23, so they're still slow as well. Yeah, and they stack to 50. Yeah, so black powder's the big slow one now. Okay, so we'll head down into the valley and see if we can't get rid of some of the horrible stuff down there. Oh, of course I've not got the legs on, have I? That's annoying. I say I don't quite get why you can't wear. Oh no, no. Oh. Why you can't wear both the legs and the gas mask? Seems a bit silly. Maybe that's somewhere trapped in the upgrade tree that I haven't quite got to because I haven't got the Caterium. I doubt it. Doesn't sound sensible. But... Whoa! It's down this way, isn't it? Tree. There you go. That's the sort of rock I'd like to blow up. It just stops you dead in your tracks. Really annoying. Okay, so probably gonna have to shoot some stuff first. Woo! Weird shadow. I bet you can blow this pink stuff up as well, can you? I never elevated that pipe, did I? I doubt I can get under there. Oh no, squeezed under. Right, so where's the... Here we go. So here we go. These are the types of thing I want to kill. Let's see if we can't shoot the bugs first. No. Did I not put... I didn't, did I? Oh, you do a slide. Nice and easy. See, I like the rifle. Isn't there one more? It's in the water. Is it going to come out of the water or not? See, it's great, but ridiculously expensive in terms of ammo. Right, and I've got my gas mask on, yes. So, let's reload. Let's lob one at you and get out of the way. Let's lob one at you and get out of the way. Lob one at you, get out of the way. Lob one at you. Oh. Let's do that lot first. Let's move back. And then, has that annoyed you? Yeah. Helps if you're accurate, of course. Got ya. See, I think also, I think it like uses two. I think it just discards the, you know, the half-used cartridges from looking at it. Because I didn't actually, oops, fire that many then. I'm already used up half. So, looks like you've got to wait until you've used up a cartridge. Oh, it's a sluggy there. So it looks like it does blow up the pink stuff as well. Right. So, let's get a car. Yeah, you see I'm down to 20 things already. Blimey. That's not very helpful. Now, was there some poisony stuff up here? I don't think there was. Nah. 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 Oh, here we go, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Because this is, in fact, this is a good test of blowing up the other type of thing. So let's test this out. So if I fire that to, oops. So I've used 5 rounds. Ooh. Slip in and get that. Let's trigger that one. So that's 4. Missed. So if I reload now, it must do all 10. What's it going to do? So that, oh no. Oh wow, okay, so it looked weird. So it's not really a magazine then. It's 5 shots. Good lord. I mean, I guess I'm not, you're not using them vast numbers if you're accurate. But crikey. Right, so let's dash in. Lob one at you. Oh, does this not blow them up? Oh, reload. Does this not? Let's check one more on for good measure. See, it really eats through the gas mask, them things. Right. Does that not blow them up? That's not. Unless I'm being dumb with how I'm doing it. Right, okay. Well, that's not very good. So how are you meant to get through them consistently then? I'm not impressed with that. If that's the case with that. That seems a bit ungenerous because you can't drive through. Well, you can drive through, but when you're in your vehicle, the gas mask doesn't apply. That's not very convenient then, is it? My assumption was it applied to all of these types of structures, but clearly not. There's got to be some way of dealing with them. Maybe it's an upgrade to the explosives or something? Oh, is there nothing down there? Oh, that's the point. I could get into some of... Aren't there some caves and that with blow-upable rocks, I think? Just trying to think where one of those is. Because will this take me to the... Oh, crikey. I spawned in a bit late. Because these are the oil fields, I believe. Out here somewhere. So we just pop that out. And then What's scan V? Oil? There you go, you see. Out in the water. Because I assume this is quite a shallow sea of some description. Oh, crikey. They popped in late. Oh, and you as well. Okay. Yes, it doesn't really mean 5 magazines. It means 5 shots, basically. Why is that not killing you? Okay, that's killed you. Yeah, there's like, yeah, so this is like shallow bit, isn't it? And then there's like loads of oil here, as I understand it. But I'm not going to bother with them if I've only got... So if I reload now, what happens? So it goes up to 7. Okay, so you don't lose shots. So that's something at least. But I've eaten through 44... They're not magazines, they're shots. And all that thing. Crikey. They really aren't efficient, are they? I don't get the point of those poison things then if you can't blow them up. Because it would seem like a gating thing. But why? That doesn't make any sense. There must be a way of getting rid of them. Some more plants down here, I think. Anyway, we can blow them up. It's not very convenient. It pops them in very late. I think there are more plants, or is it all just... So you see, how are you meant to get in and get that slug then if you can't blow up the poison things? Oh! Are there no more plants down here? Okay. What you pop in there, you go. Seems to have gotten worse, that. Is it desert up this way? Yeah. Because one of the reasons I came over it originally was to get the resources. And then they announced that it was one of the errors they were reworking in update 5. But they've now said that the tweaks they're doing essentially shouldn't affect anything you've built. So I could have been exploiting the resources over here as well. Of which there are loads. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm just sort of driving round now. That's showing me for a bit of a loop there. I was expecting to be able to blow up the chemical, the toxic, whatever they are, fumaroles or whatever. Are you a plant? I think you're all the same things, aren't you? They appear not. I wonder if you can blow them up. Because these are annoying as well. Yeah, you can. So it's a bit of a weird mix of what you can and can't blow up, isn't it? Because they're all tucked in it, and this is saying this is that. I mean, a bit of a random way to be going, but they're not very convenient for driving around. You see what I mean? There's a thing in there. So how am I meant to get in there? I mean, this one's not so bad, in a sense, because you could dash in there with lots of gas masks on. But yeah, it's like, unless maybe there's different types that you can and can't blow up. No, it's a bit far away. Oh. No. Just won't let me, won't it? Slug over here, but I don't see anything protecting it. Oh, no, there you go. These punks are good to take down with the rifle. Because only like 3 shots, I think. No, 4. Oh. Oh, I've not managed to get trapped in the blooming scenery, have I? Oh, there we go. Here you go, I could blow some of these guys up. One of you. Any more? Yeah. One there. Another one. You as well. Did I already put one on you? Let's treat ourselves and do one anyway. Boop. Yeah, okay. Might as well head home then. If we can't blow up the whatever they are, fumarole things. I bet there is a way. It's just it's not obvious or something. Because it would seem daft to have, you know. Oh, there's a couple more plants over there I could blow up. Don't know what they're protecting. Where's the... There it is. One for you. One for you. And you. And yours too. And you can have one as well. And did I already do you? Oh. Don't know, but we might as well make sure. I think that's everyone. Cool. Don't know what they're protecting, but I'm going to blow them up anyway. I say I don't know if they respawn or not. Having never blown one up before. Oh, it's a slug. Okay. Can I get up there without... Oh, yellow slug. Nice. Just wondering if I could see any more, but I can't see any more. Yeah, okay. Let's head back to base. So that's pretty much it for today. as I say, I believe update 5 will not actually be out. What tends to happen with these is the community videos tend to go live while I'm actually streaming, and I'll have said something in the stream, which is then either they reveal is not the case, or what I thought, or they've changed their minds or whatever. So it'll probably turn out that actually yes, update 5 will be out because they're super pleased with it, or it'll be massively delayed. Not massively, well, it might be a little bit delayed, but yeah. So I don't believe it's going to be out before next time. It might be. I think it's the 26th, and I don't know what the date is today. I think it's the 15th, is it? Something like that. Oh, well, the other thing I didn't mention that I was going to talk about is I got conflu. So I didn't get COVID because I did a test. In fact, I've done 2 tests actually. I didn't get COVID, but I did get conflu. I don't know what it was as such. Probably a cold, but yeah, I picked something up, which kind of shows you, as I said earlier on, almost nobody was wearing masks. It seems a bit redundant for me to continue wearing mine because if nobody else really cares, because the point of mask is not to protect you, it's to protect other people. Can I not get... I have to go up here. And if I'm the only one wearing one, it's sort of redundant, really, because if no one else can be bothered to, Oh, there's another plant up there. To protect their fellow humans, then why should I bother, to be totally frank? Oh, there's loads of them here. Oh. Except there's a load of other stuff as well. God, that's heavily guarded, isn't it? Let's not bother with that then. But yeah, so very, very few people wearing masks. But it would have stopped other things as well, like, colds and stuff from spreading. Because that's kind of the point of them. But anyway, managed to pick up a conflu. So basically laid me low for a good 3 days or so. Feeling a lot better now. I think part of it was simply, having not had a cold for 3 years. It sort of hit me a bit harder. Because companies offered flu jabs for this year, and I've said yes, for kind of that reason. I've only had flu, I think, once. There's a tendency to say heavy colds are flu, but proper flu is absolutely knocks you in your bum. And apparently this year's variant is going to be a bit nasty. Am I going to be able to get back round here? Yeah, there we go. So that was not quite as productive as I was hoping it would be. Can I get across here? No, I can't, can I? How the heck do I get back? Oh, up there. Woo! Fun for all the family. Oh, what are we doing? Oh! I'm not touching anything. Yes, so, as I say, back next week, more Satisfactory. I'll hook up the train, I guess. Which will take ages. The idea with the train is it's basically going to go down into the valley there. So it'll pick up, the explosives and cartridge and rifle rounds and all that up here. The wire, quartz crystals. And then it will come over, probably very highly elevated, but come down here and we'll work our way around past this lump, essentially, this promontory. Might go and try and grab whatever's on top of there as well. And we'll go back. We'll go down into this valley, and we'll use this platform I've already made. Where is it there? As a train station to pick up coal, basically. Because I'm not going to need quite as much coal power now that I've got the fuel, the diesel burner. So yes, that's the stream for this week. If you've been watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I archive everything to YouTube, but at the moment it's kind of redundant saying this because it will be up after the gap. Basically, I managed to catch up with myself because with the holidays, and I have to have a gap because I have to make the thumbnails and slightly edit the videos and stuff. So I've left. YouTube has not had any updates for weeks. I say to give me a bit more space to do that because it's not a lot, but it does take me a while to do. Also, it takes ages for YouTube to process videos, so you have to have a bit of a gap for it to do that, or you'll end up with videos that are in SD and stuff. So there is a YouTube channel. It's Actors Magistus. Name should be up here somewhere now for you to see. You can also follow me on Twitter, Actors Magistus there as well. So if you have been watching, say thank you for doing so, and I will hopefully catch you in another one. If you're watching on YouTube, then feel free to drop by, say hello in the on the live sessions. This is 3 till 5 every Friday, and then Factorio and Dyson Sphere program on the weekend and Monday, respectively. Thanks for watching. Cheers.